With that, I'm going to introduce a guy who, he's unfairly best known for having this shit fall on him in his first performance. It was awesome. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Let's give it up, like really give it up, like freaking give it up, Jared Whiteford!
You're clapping now. You care about me now. Let's fast forward 45 minutes. Friendships destroyed. Promising relationships over. It's pretty safe to say if you're on a first date, it's also going to be your last. It's not a good time to be me. It's not a good time to be named Jared, for that matter. Especially somebody who visits Subway as regularly as I do. I walked in there the other day and somebody said to me, "You should be the next Jared from Subway." I didn't know how to take that. I promise you, I have nothing in common with that man. He just spoke over the phone. We got a great crowd tonight, you know. A lot of family, a lot of friends, see a lot of people, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends. You notice that women are always referring to their female friends as their girlfriends, but you never hear guys referring to their male friends as their boyfriends? I mean, if my mom told me I'm going out tonight with my girlfriends, I don't examine that. If my dad tells me I'm going out tonight with my boyfriends, he's telling me he's got this whole nother nighttime lifestyle that he's not aware of. I did not see this coming. There was no gradual progression. 39 years of marriage, done. Just like that. It actually kind of makes sense because my dad got in bed with me recently. By accident. It's not like a regular thing. It happens 3-4 times a year maximum. And it really wouldn't have bothered me that much other than my dad insists on sleeping naked. Well, Dad, can you just put some pants on? Oh, it's the way it's going to be. That's how I feel comfortable. What happened is I was in a hotel room with my parents, and there were 2 beds, one that was supposed to be for both of them, and one that was supposed to be for me. And my dad sleepwalks also, so he's in this sleepwalking stupor in the middle of the night, and he walks past the bed he's supposed to get in, and he just cuddles up with me. And my mom notices this. It's like, "Jim, you're getting in the wrong bed!" And me, it didn't seem to affect me. I was like, "Oh, hey, Dad." Kind of disturbed how comfortable I was with it. I kind of actually liked it. I'm hoping it comes over tonight for a little snuggle, actually. I am really neurotic. I got a lot of anxieties. I like when I see people I haven't seen for a really long time and then they just walk right past me. I like when they're just like, "Hey, it was good to see you!" And they're walking in the same direction as me and they just keep walking. I like that. It was good to see you. Like the conversation is already over before beginning. I like that a lot better than people who are like, obviously don't give a shit about me, they don't care about them, and they're like, "Oh my God! I can't believe it!" It's unbelievable. We're in the same quick check right now. And then they ask you stupid questions like, "What are you up to?" And am I going to try to recap the last 15 years right now? So it's usually like, "Buy milk." The typical thing people usually say is, "What are you up to?" Not much. I'm picturing like this person coming back to everybody they know and being like, "Hey, so Jared Whiteford the other day, he's not up to much." Bought milk, that's probably the first thing he's done in 20 years. You ever run run into people that you don't recognize because they put on so much weight since the last time that you saw them? This happens to me a lot. You see somebody and you don't recognize them, and they're like, "What? You didn't recognize me? Should I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. It looked kind of like you, but I didn't think it was possible you could be this fat right now." I think "how you doing" has to go away as a phrase, because really nobody gives a shit. Anytime you're walking down the street, people are like, "Oh, how you doing?" I take it way too literally. I usually start to try to explain, "Well, you know, I've been doing all right." He's already passed me. He didn't care how I was doing. I want to throw like a real stranger for a loop one of these days. See if he really cares. "Oh, how you doing?" "Got AIDS." If he doesn't stop for that, he didn't give a shit how I was doing. I really hope Christmas cards make a comeback, because it's really just an excuse not to talk to somebody the entire year. There are people that my parents send Christmas cards. If they saw this person in Hannaford, they'd be running the other way. Well, we're covered for the year. We send them the Christmas cards. I got a lot of issues. I love to run. I run everywhere because you don't have to explain yourself when you're running. First of all, you look like an insane person. Second of all, you look busy, so people think you're productive. You're getting exercise, you're getting to places quicker, and you don't get stopped for the stop and chat that you don't want. Like if you're running to work and you're running past somebody, nobody's gonna be like, "Hey Jared, what do you think about the new 401k plan?" No! They're gonna let you go. You could be running to save somebody's life for all they know. But if you decided to stop and walk with them and talk with them and you're having a shitty conversation, you can't get away without a good excuse. Really, the only feasible thing you can say to the person is, "Oh God, I really gotta take a shit right now." And that's not gonna stay between you and them. They're gonna tell everybody they know that knows you that I was walking with Jared. He really had to take a shit out of me. I don't want to be that guy. Our technology's just getting better or worse every day. We got so many forms of communication. You know, you got the caller ID, you got the Skype, you got the FaceTime. Something I am really not looking forward to is caller reaction ID. And how this is going to work is, immediately once somebody dials your phone number, they can see you in your living room or wherever you may be, and they can see exactly how excited you are about the prospects of picking up their phone call. No more saying that you're busy, no more saying that you weren't home. Yeah, you were, Jared. I can see it. You were sitting on your couch, you looked at your phone, you saw it was me, and I believe your words were, "Not this fucking guy again." And then you threw the phone across the room. How do you explain yourself after that? I'm sorry, Grandpa. My grandparents are actually in the audience tonight. I've been married for 60 years. These are not two random people on the first date. Kind of weird if it was. Imagine his thought process. "I'm going to really win her over. I'm going to get tickets to Jared Whiteford tonight. $10. Big spender." Yeah, sometimes I wish I was taller, because I think that would help me out with sports a little bit more. But I think it would get a little bit exhausting, because anytime somebody sees a really tall person, they feel like they got to remind them that they're tall. Like they see tall people like, "Wow, you're tall. Look in the mirror. I didn't know." It's really the only thing you can say to a person. I mean, you can't see a really ugly person and be like, "Wow, you're ugly." "Whoa, you got 4 teeth." Only 4. I mean, I'm sure like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still gets that today. "Wow, you're tall. Thank you for bringing that to my attention." to find a hobby that will help. We all know people that are terrible people that get away with all their actions based upon the fact that enough people have come up with this assessment of them. That's just the way he is. That means he's an asshole all of the time. And there's nothing he can do to exceed his normal level of assholism. I'm just thinking, how far does this go? I'm picturing like Saddam Hussein's kids, like over at his house, like friends over. Hey, your dad, oh my God, he's killed 1 million people in Iraq. He killed your mom and your brother and cut off people's hands. That's just the way he is. Get to know him. Give him a chance, you'll like him. I'm on your side. I just got so much shit going through this head of mine. I'm just happy I'm not an insect. Just really happy. Especially, I think it would really suck to be an ant because they're the hardest working little creatures for no reasons whatsoever. I mean, always working really hard moving like a clump of dirt somewhere. What, are they gonna get a raise for this? From their ant boss? No, they're gonna get stepped on by some stranger that didn't even know they did it. Nobody has remorse for ants. You'll never see this. You'll never see, oh honey, what's wrong? Oh, I stepped on an ant today. I killed it. One animal that has a really lucky life is my cat, Montgomery. Basically, his only responsibilities are eating, sleeping, shitting, and licking himself. Which is basically all I was doing until I got him as a pet. But I love him so much. He's so smart, he's so fun, and sometimes I wish he could talk, but I've come to the conclusion that I wish he didn't. Because that would just change the total dichotomy of a relationship. I just picture regular, everyday conversations, you know. I'm laying down on the couch watching TV, he crawls up on my chest, you know, he's licking my face, I'm rubbing him, and he just says, hey Jared, you just want to make out right now? No, I don't! Well, why not? What am I, too hairy for you? Why are you always stroking my tail and nudging my head? You worthless tease of an owner. I had to get my cat neutered. Some of it was because he was just spraying shit all over the house, but it was mostly because his balls were so big that it was just really distracting. I mean, I don't know how he walked around with these things. He was getting rug burns across the floor dragging these babies. And they'd always end up in my face. Like in my dreams, I'd be having these really good dreams, you know, like a superhero, flying through the air, children around cheering for me, 4 o'clock in the morning, nuts in the face. Time to wake up. Time to wake up and eat some nuts. Not only do I have all these problems, I got like obsessive compulsive personality disorder. I do, it's a serious thing. Not a big. But also my vision is really bad. I mean, I am legally blind without my contact lenses in, which makes it for an interesting trip to the eye doctors. Because they've had the same slides there that you have to read on the chart since I was 7 years old. And the problem is, I have terrible vision, but I have really good memory. And I am really competitive, so I really want to do good on these tests. So according to these people, I've always had like 20/10 vision. Constantly leaving with the wrong prescription, most of the time walking to the wrong car on the way out. So I had a little chat with my eye doctor, and he said he would make new slides specifically for me. He's never done this before. So my next appointment, I walk in, and I can't see shit up there. I can't even see the first line. And he's just getting frustrated. He's like, you know what? I've seen enough. I've seen enough. That's kind of like going to a psychiatrist and you're telling them their problems and you're like, you know what? I get it. You're really fucked up. Give me somebody that I can help. It's really good too. And you know what? I'm an idiot because I don't have a pair of glasses, so it's always great when you got somebody knocking at your door first thing in the morning. because you really want to answer that door, because you're sure it's going to be somebody that you really want to see. You're sure it's going to be like the woman of your dreams. I couldn't wait any longer. I had to see you now. In this state, you know, huge boner sticking out. Hair all in disarray. You can't see shit. But you can't look out the window because they'll see you, but you won't be able to see them, and then you gotta open the door. Then you get to the door, and it's probably somebody really important, like some guy trying to sell you shit, or some politician that wants you to sign things, or a Jehovah's Witness. Only times my cats ever run out the front doors when Jehovah's Witnesses have showed up. And they'll stay forever, no matter what. No matter how terrible they are, no matter how much, you know, big of a boner I have. Right in front of them, they're talking really serious. Well, I think I can hurt you. Right? And I was like, you know what? I got a really busy day. I got a lot of stuff to do. Well, when's a good time for us to come back? Well, when I'm not here would be really good. An incredibly oblivious person. I don't notice shit around me. And a few weeks ago, I put on 3 jackets in 1 week that weren't even mine. 2 of them happened at Adams Fairacre Farms. One of them happened to be a 300-pound woman. One was a 7-year-old boy. And the other one was my sister-in-law's. They totally ripped out the shoulders on her jacket. I actually put on my mom's blouse not much after that. By accident, I kind of wanted to do it, but I went over to my parents' house, and they're like, hey, we got your new shirt, it's in your own bedroom. So I walk into the bedroom, I look at the thing on the doorknob, I'm like, this gotta be it. I put it on, and I walk into the kitchen, I say, hey, Mom, what do you think of the shirt? I think it looks good. And the look and reaction that she gave me was like she totally failed as a mother. Oh my God! That's my blouse! I'm even oblivious to things that are going on in my own house. I think a lot of it's because my mom comes over all the time and I'm not there and just puts up shit that has nothing to do with me. You know, like plastic trees and vases with thistles in them or ceramic cats. If somebody were to look at my house as an outside observer, they'd think like a 90-year-old woman lived there. And then she was murdered by a 14-year-old boy. Because there's still some of my stuff there. There's still, like, you know, basketballs and DVDs and a Bowflex machine. Yeah. It's kind of like this kid is using it as a front, like just in case the cops come to the door. Yeah, it's okay, she still lives there. I had a picture in my house of the Keaton family from Family Ties, which is a perfectly normal thing to have in your house. And my mom took it down and she put up a sign that said, Autumn Greetings on it. Autumn Greetings! What was the purpose of this? What was going through her head? Was she thinking people are going to walk into my house and be like, if the Keatons are still up, I'm out of here. I don't want to get in the mood for fall. Whoa! Autumn Greetings! It's fall time. You're starting to see a lot more yard sales outside. And yard sales always remind me of my deceased grandmother, who I loved very much. And when she would do yard sales, she would advertise these like they were the World Fair. Coming to 9 Blue Hills Drive. I mean, like signs up and flyers on every telephone pole. Interesting deals. Boy, were they interesting. Selling a pair of my Air Jordans for 75 cents. I'd ask her, like, yeah, Grandma, how much money do you bring in? About $18.50. Sat outside for 12 hours in her best dress and high heels and brought home $18.50. But this would be like a huge event in the Berkeley Heights senior citizen community. My grandmother would have all her friends lined up in lawn chairs in her driveway, like they were part of her coaching staff. And they'd have everything like labeled that did not need labeling. Old books. Rubber placemats. Or pencil sharpeners. There was only one pencil sharpener. What do you think? There's people walking by. Ooh, got a blue one. And she had this a section there where everything was free and a big sign labeled free. I was in charge of watching that section. Jared, you stand over there and make sure nobody takes anything. And people were just taking shit left and right. You know, people walking by taking a teddy bear. Oh, excuse me, sir, you're supposed to talk to me. Put a nickel up on it. My grandmother, I love her, but whatever she was thinking, she was saying. She was great to have at Little League games, you know. Big fat kid steps up to home plate. Oh my God! Look how fat that kid is! How would his parents ever let him get so fat? My mom's sitting right next to her. Why don't you ask him? They're sitting right next to you. Bring a girl over to my grandmother's house. We walk up the stairs. She's watching a Mets game. Hey, I see the Mets got a new Jap on the team. Good start. Good start. Remember the very last time that I saw my grandmother? It was in the hospital, and my grandmother was 100% Italian, and she's sharing the hospital room with another lady that's also 100% Italian, just about to die. And my grandmother says, you know when those Italians have babies with other Italians, they make some ugly babies. Meanwhile, this poor old Italian lady is surrounded by all of her ugly Italian children. That's the last thing they heard before she died. She died like 5 minutes later. Jeez. I was thinking of getting a haircut before I came tonight, but I don't know what to do with my head. I've never known, because when I was a little kid, my mom would give me instructions on what to do when I go to the barber shop. Really, like it was doing calculus. They were like really specific instructions. I want you to get a number 4 on the top and a 3 on the side. I want to taper it in the back and watch out for your sideburns because they don't grow here. You got 3 cowlicks over here. I ended up sitting in the barber shop and going, is this really what you wanted? No. It's what my mom told me to get me. What do you think looks good on my head? I'm even having issues today going to the barber, because what always happens is I'm sitting there in the barber's chair and I'm looking in the mirror, and there's always a guy that I know that sits in the chair directly behind me, and I don't want to totally diss him. I want to acknowledge him, but I don't want the barber to stab me in the head while I'm trying to nod towards this guy. And I don't know if he's recognized me, because sometimes they nod back, sometimes they don't. And maybe he saw you the first time, he'd keep doing it. The guy's thinking, like, what's this guy got a thing for me? There's shit out over there. I love holding doors for people. And it's mostly because I like to see people speed up faster than they're comfortable doing. I love, like at work, you know, holding up the door, see somebody in the parking lot like 500 feet away, they need to speed up. Because I had to be an asshole and do this to the door. What a favor. I love double doors. I love double doors. You can tell if somebody doesn't like it. If you open one door and they push open the other door, I have this guy at work that does this guy in housekeeping that does this to me consistently. I always see him come and he's carrying his housekeeping tray of shit, and I got the door open for him and he'll put everything down just to go through the other door. I'm extremely nice to this man, and he hates it. I think I'm just going to start treating him really poorly. Like, I'll see him in the hall like, hey, you piece of shit! Fucking loser, housekeeper! I had a friend from work tell me that he got called into human resources recently, and the HR lady says to him, I don't even know how to broach this subject, but several people came to me saying they noticed a big bulge in your pants. Is it a compliment? Or is it criticism? And if so, what is the protocol for correcting this issue? What does she hire, like a crotch control committee just to walk around looking at this area all day with charts, getting back to her on how he's doing? How'd he do today? Oh, I thought he was doing so much better all day, but then 3:30, right by the water fountain, he's moving out again. I mean, what is the positive feedback you can give to somebody? Great job, I haven't seen anything. Keep up the good work, I haven't noticed anything, and I've been looking. I don't think there's any better way to prepare a child for life in the real world as an adult, like gym class. Especially if you're very bad at gym class. I mean, in what other walk of life can you get picked last on a daily basis? Go out there and suck at it, and then have to get naked in front of everybody after. Take a shower. I mean, these kids are obviously insecure because the kid that gets picked last is never popular. He's always not good at sports, and he probably looks really weird. And he's probably going to look even more uncomfortable without any clothes on. I mean, that would be the equivalent of, and they're not asking to be in gym class either. That would be equivalent to me being hired at a job that I would totally suck at. I don't know what it would be. Maybe with computers. Hire me at Market Tech. Pick me last every day to work on the computer. Have me fuck everything up. And then just have a bunch of people from corporate come over, roll up some towels, and hit me in the nuts. Honestly, I just do not know how anybody ends up being a proctologist. Out of all the different types of doctors you could attempt to be, heart doctor, brain surgeon, no, I want to focus on the rectum. I mean, I'm hoping that you had several failed experiences in the medical field before you came to this conclusion. I'm sure you don't see this. I hope you don't see this in a kindergarten class. The teacher asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a baseball player. I want to be president of the United States. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a proctologist. Well, why is that, Timmy? Well, one day I want to stick my finger in your asshole, and you're going to pay me to do it. I was in a play not too long ago with this older guy. He was a really good actor, and I thought I had seen him in something else before. And in this play, he played a murderer, and he wanted me to be his accomplice to everything. And I asked him, have you ever been in any big plays before, or any big movies? He's like, no, just did some Shakespearean things. Well, me and my brother looked him up on an opening night of the show. Oh, he's been in movies, porno movies. 73 of them. We looked up his profile. Specialties, double anal penetration. He's won awards for this. Best supporting actor. Who's the guys that are judging this? Oh, I really love he came in just at the right time as the second guy there. Great performance. Now that's the guy that would be a good proctologist right there. I surfed the internet and I stumbled across a chart of penis sizes by country. I say stumbled across like, I was looking up the Bill of Rights and just a bunch of Czechoslovakian dicks popped up. And they gave 116 sizes of different countries. And ever since I saw this chart, my whole metric system is based upon this chart. Somebody asked me, oh, Jared, how long is your drive like? It's pretty big. It's about 39 Peruvian penises long. I'm at the movie theater. I got this big tall guy in front of me. Just two dicks from Trinidad to the left. I mean, where are these statistics coming from? I mean, are there guys assigned to go up to people and ask them how big their penis is? I mean, if that's the case, these Asian countries just got the most honest people out there. North Korea, 3.8 inches average. Average. No wonder why they're so pissed off. I truly think there's no better way to measure another man's integrity by how accurately he describes his penis. We got elections coming up. I think the debates. First question that should be asked: how long is your penis? And the guy gives an answer, and then he's got to whip it out when they measure. If he's within an inch and a half of what he said he was, I think he got elected president. He's an honest man. That's my president. And there's a bunch of sites out there on how to measure a penis, and nobody really wants to know because everybody has their own system to benefit them. Well, you know, I go from the bottom of my balls to the top of my belly button. 14 and a half inches I got. And you know, the top 20 on the list were dominated by African countries. Except Ethiopia, 89th. God, those guys just can't catch a break. And before you get sad about it, like, oh, they probably don't eat, that's why. America, we finished 96. 96 out of 116. I guess a diet of fast food and bacon does not make your dick bigger. Speaking of dicks, anybody see that guy in China that had his penis surgically removed and then served it at a dinner? No. And 5 people actually bought it for an equivalent of $16,000 in American money. He put it out as an ad in the paper. I just picture these people reading this ad. Looking through the want ads. No jobs, no cars, no apartments. Woo, jackpot! I mean, if you're doing this, it's probably not hard to get this person to do things on a dare. Hey, you go over to that girl and tell her that she's pretty. I'll give you 20 bucks. Oh, I could never. How about you eat a dick? And then you give me $16,000. Oh, I'm all over that. And I'm not afraid of eating a dick. My family's like real proud here. There you go, Jared. Chase your dreams. Don't be afraid. And I'm not afraid of eating a dick because I think it will taste bad. I'm afraid of eating a dick because I think it might taste good and it might be something I want to be part of my regular diet. Like, and it could just be mainstream to American culture. You'll probably see this conversation someday. What'd you do for dinner tonight? I just went to the drive-thru at McDonald's, picked up a couple McDicks. Speaking of things that you should not be eating, really, KFC. Anybody see KFC is giving out degrees? I want some chicken preparation. I really hope no parents are bragging about this. My son got his degree. What did he get it in? Extra crispy. He's really ambitious, though. He's going to go back for his master's in potato wedges. Nice to see Kingston setting the bar high for education. I'm not a religious person at all. But recently I've been playing basketball in this Mormon church that has a basketball court in it. And I've been getting really good with a lot of higher ups there. And I have a friend that goes there to that church that told me, I'm going to be able to play basketball anytime I want if I convert. And I really don't want to, devote my entire life to Mormonism, but I really love playing basketball, so it's a tough call right now. First thing that happened, I was invited to a Mexican Mormon salsa party. And they say, if you're going to go to this party, you gotta bring a Mexican dish. And I didn't know what the hell to bring, so I went to Taco Bell. I actually kind of liked it. And then I got invited to what I thought was a going away party for some of these Mormon missionaries. These Mormon missionary kids, they're nice kids. I like them. They're really brainwashed, but they're really nice kids. So I want to go and support them. So I show up, and as soon as I get out of the driveway, I see all these guys wearing suits, women wearing dresses like a big day. I realize I'm at a baptism right now.
Oh, dear.
I got a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos in my hand. I got a Ferris Bueller's Day Off shirt on and basketball shorts on. I don't know how the hell to get out of this. I'm here already, so I say to my friend who's doing the baptism, he's just about to put this kid underwater. Hey, Raul, did you want to talk to me about the basketball tournament that you want me to run? Now? Like, yeah, now, or later. He's like, later would be much better. And then I ran out of there. But recently, I've been going to church on a little bit more regular basis, and when I first started going, I really had no concept of church etiquette. When I first walked in there, I'm sitting in the front row, and the bishop comes up and he gives his speech, and I start cheering for him. It's like, yeah! Woo! A good sermon right there. And people are like, you're not supposed to cheer. I'm like, how is he supposed to know if he's doing a good job or not? The guy could be sucking up there for 50 years and keep rambling on. And then, you know, when they pass out the bread, and I've never been to church, so I've never seen this before, and, you know, they're passing out the bread, and this guy's got like a giant tray of like hundreds of pieces, little pieces of bread, and, you know, he's gonna give it to me, and I look around and I see how many people are in the church approximately, and I decide to take how much I think is fair. So I took a handful, and then I ate it. The guy says, you're only supposed to take one. Like, one? It's not gonna fill me up. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I haven't eaten anything yet. He's like, this is the body of Christ. I'm like, this is from Hannaford. I saw the same bread behind the Twinkies. I just ate a third of his body. It wasn't that big. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming to the show.